Hello everybody, I hope you are doing great. I want to talk to you about identifying component in amplifier. Let's see. Capacitor. It's capacitor. And this is a capacitor. And this capacitor. Diodes. Diodes. It's the diodes. Zener. Schottky diodes. Transistor. Potentiometer. Coil. Resistor. IC. And so on. The capacitor characteristic is the voltage and capacity engraved on it. Application. Its function is to store the electron energy and give in energy again in the circuit when necessary. In other words, it charge and discharge the electric charge storing it. Besides this, the function of the capacitor are as follow. 1. It blocks the flow DC and permits the flow of AC. It is used for coupling of two sections. When it burns, their heats of capacitor are raised or inflated, or in some cases the capacity measures by multimeters is less than the capacity written on the capacitor. You can see 25 volt and 1000 microfarad. The capacity measured by a multimeter is less than the capacity written on the capacitor. I will show you some capacitor here again. Look carefully. This capacitor. This is capacitor. Ceramic capacitor. Electrical capacitor. So, let's talk about resistor. Duty of resistor. In electronic circuits, resistors are used to reduce current flow, adjust signal levels, to divide voltage. You can see type of resistor. This is resistor, and this. The difference is size. Difference is size. Usually when it burns, the resistor between both pins become above the number that is written on the head, or their shells turn black. Their shells will be black when it burns. Let's talk about diode. Duty of diode. The must is diode, and this and this. This is the bridge rectifier. Contain 4 diodes. Let's see. The most common function of the diode is to allow an electronic current to pass in the one direction call the diode's forward direction while blocking it in the opposite direction, the reverse direction. Forms of rectifiers diodes can be used for such task and extracting modulation from radio signals. Let's talk about another type of diode. It is called Zener. Diode of Zener. This is Zener. Zener is very similar of diode. Zener diodes are widely used as voltage reference and stabilizing in voltage to across the small current. When Zener connected in parallel with a variable voltage source that is reverse, it blocks off the increasing in voltage. It's very important duty of Zener. Stabilizing voltage is very important. Attention, important point. Sometimes on the circuit it's very difficult diagnose or distinguish the Zener from the diode, but there is a solution. On the circuit, the diode is represented by the letter D. Its diode represented by letter D. And the Zener by the DZ. So don't worry, it's easy to diagnose. Potentiometer volume. Diode of potentiometer volume. A potentiometer volume is a 3-terminal or 6-terminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 resistor with a sliding or rotating contact that forms an adjustable voltage divider. If only two terminals are used, it acts as a variable resistor or rheostat. In my experience, they become malfunction most of time. Let's talk about resistor. Transistor. Diode of transistor. A transistor is an electronic component that can do two different jobs. It can work either as an amplifier or a switch. When it works as an amplifier, it takes in a tiny electronic current at one end and input current. We suppose this pin is a input current and produce a much bigger electric current at the other. We suppose it's an output. So anyway, transistor have 3 pins: base, collector, and emitter. So any question? Let's talk about MOSFET. Diode of MOSFET. One of a transistor that is very fast is called MOSFET. The MOSFET transistor is a semiconductor device which is widely used for switching and amplifying electronic signals in the electronic device. The MOSFET is a 3 pins or 3 terminal, such as source, gate, drain, and source. Because of the high current flow through the MOSFET, they usually be malfunctioned malfunction after a while. Most of the time, their second pin must be connected to the heatsink second pin. Must be connected to the heatsink to transfer its heat to heatsink. Like that. The second pin is connected to the heatsink to transfer its heat to the heatsink. Transistor and MOSFET, usually when they burn, the second and third pin have a resistor below 200 ohms or their shells turn black. Thanks for your watching. You can have a contact with me in WhatsApp. My number is written. End of clip.